Good morning, everyone. I've got my new stand. I want to make sure I can get this right. Okay, there we go. I'm making avocado dressing. Hi, Arlene. And I'll put it more towards. And I'm kind of, I probably won't be able to show you my cutting board because it's down too low. But I just want you to see me mixing it into the mixer. So what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting up the avocado, and I'm going to make it real small and put it into the. It's just one avocado. I already peeled it, and I'm cutting it now, making it real small. I went to church yesterday. It's not church. Church is not today. If you go into my Periscope from yesterday, you'll find out why. Today is not the Sabbath. Yesterday was the Sabbath. Today is the false day of worship. I'm making avocado dressing. And Jonathan, David, you're the same one came in here yesterday. They do the same thing. Don't talk about Sunday being the Sabbath because it's not. Okay. Yes, that's right. It's the false day of worship. Yes, it is. Sunday is the false day of worship. Okay. That takes one avocado, and it takes 1 teaspoon of salt. But since I have sea salt, I'm going to use that instead. And I went and ground some out into a bowl, and hopefully it'll be just enough that I need. It might be a little bit more than I need, and I can, yeah, about right. So I'll put that in there. Stuff that in there. That's right. And let's see. 1/2, and I'm going to have half a cup or half a teaspoon of lime juice. They say take a lime and squeeze it, but I figured buying lime juice is just as easily as and this is real lime juice. Oh, this is what I'm using, and no, that's a tablespoon, a teaspoon. That's too much. I don't want to get too much there. Almost had too much. Half a. Just bear with me. I'll make sure I'm getting I wrote my directions down this morning, and I want to make sure I got it right. Yeah, teaspoon. I don't want to make too much. I don't want or put too much in there. 2 teaspoons of lime juice. Yeah, that's right, teaspoons. Because I don't want to put too much because it'll taste terrible if I do. So you can see I'm taking the lime juice and measuring it out. Whoa! Squeeze some of my but. There we go, lime juice. Okay. Then I'm going to put in the half a cup of almond milk, which I've already got measured out. Then it takes 2 tablespoons of water. Now this is going to be a feat to try to keep the water on the tablespoon, but we will try. I got a 2 tablespoon measure right here, 2 tablespoons. Okay, now I'll get ready to mix that up into my mixer. And you can watch it mixing. I'll just set it, but you can watch it mixing. Doesn't take long to mix it because it's just avocado, just a little bit of avocado. You don't just use one avocado anyway, and they're not real big. So. And since I have this bowl here, I'm just going to pour it in here. I got to get me a spoon. And you got to sit. The whole idea is you got to sit this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to let it set up. As you can see, it's a very pretty green. That comes from your avocado. And voila, there is the avocado dressing. And I'll use that on my salad today I have for lunch. So if you want me to show, I can show you this exactly what it looks like if you can see it. I may have to switch it around a little bit. Put it down a little bit. Put it up. There. Maybe you can see it now. There's what the avocado juice looks like, or avocado dressing. So if you haven't made it before, it's real easy to make. I got this recipe from Earlene. She gave it to me, and I kept it in my Facebook Messenger, so I'd always have it. And then I wrote it down this morning, and I appreciate her giving me that. Oh, thank you. I know it. And you know, I'm hoping this works. I got the new stand came on Friday, and I think it works a lot better. It's hands-free. I don't have to worry about falling over because it stands up by itself. So I'm able to adjust it. It's got several different angles, and I'm able to adjust it. It's not as nice a one as what I'd like, but there is a metal one that I've seen on Amazon that I'm going to be getting. It'll be a lot higher. It'll work. So I'll have two of them, so I can, and one breaks, I got the other one. So, but this is basically how you make your avocado dressing. Avocado dressing is real good. It's good for you. Hi, Stephanie. I just made some avocado dressing. This is what it looks like. I made it in my Ninja. Yes, it is. I've had it before, Alexis, and it's very good in the salad. It really looks, it's good and it's healthy because all the ingredients I put in there is your almond milk. Doesn't take much almond milk. I probably will be making some more almond milk again because my almond milk is gone. And I got my almond butter sitting out this morning. Those that haven't seen my almond butter, this is what my almond butter looks like because I've been using it this morning. And I wanted, because I found with the almond butter, hi, good to see you. I found with the almond butter, you keep it in the refrigerator. If you don't set it out before you go to use it, you have a hard time putting it on your bread. It wants to tear the bread up. So I set it out so I could give the dog her medication because my one dog has got an infection and she has to take antibiotics for her, and she has to take her antibiotics with food. So I just put a little almond butter on bread on a corner of it and put her pill in that bread, and she eats it, and she loves it. Hi, Alexis. I see you came in. I made some almond dressing. If you've never made almond dressing before, I could switch it around. It's real good for salads. There's my almond dressing. It's yeah, you know, it was easy to make. It was so, and thank you for the super hearts. I wanted to okay, thank you, Alexis. Good. But there's my avocado dressing. That's what it looks like. It doesn't take very long to make it. And thank you for the super hearts. I did have them disabled yesterday because I didn't want to get super hearts on Sabbath, but I decided to enable it again last night. I'm not requiring you to, but if you do, that's fine. Yeah, this is yeah, well, I know it may not look good to you, but it is very good. It has to set up because I'll put it in the refrigerator, and it sets up, and I put it in my salad, which is very hi. Good to see you. Welcome to everybody that's coming in here. Wonderful. Oh, thank you. I don't know if I deserve it any more than anybody else. You know, I think Forerunner's scope kind of cut off this morning from him having problems with connection. But we need to pray for some of the people that came in there. I didn't mean to argue with that one person that was in there, but the things he was saying about the 10 Commandments really had me ticked off. I mean, he's trying to say the 10 Commandments are no more binding. We don't have to live by them. You know, and I was trying to help him. Hi, Felipe. Good to see you. I just made some avocado dressing. There's what it looks like for my salad that I'm going to have this afternoon for lunch. So, if I advise anybody, if you can make your own food, make it. It's a lot cheaper. It'll be healthier. At least you know what's in it. When you make it yourself, you know what's in it. Oh, you're coming to visit me real good. Okay, Felipe, you do that. You do that. Welcome to Spider-Man 1968 for the very first time. You know, if you could make your own food. I was talking to a gal in church yesterday, and she says she doesn't buy much. She gets stuff from Trader Joe's and makes her own food. You know, and she's an older lady, but she finds that she makes her own food. It's a lot cheaper than buying. And I'm finding it that way, too. If you can buy your own food, it's a lot better. Oh, good, Felipe, because this avocado dressing is very good on my salad. Okay, I sure will, Dolores. I will do that in Messenger. I will give you the recipe. I certainly will. Okay, when I get done here, I will certainly do that. But it's very, very easy to make. Very easy. And when I've made this about 2 other times besides this. Good morning. Welcome. I just made some avocado dressing. I can show you right there. It's very healthy. And I love And I love doing things like this, making things, because I'm finding the more things I make myself, the better off I'll be, healthier, because I know what's in them. I don't have to worry about putting things in them that are not good for me, because after the Forerunners Periscope he had yesterday on the three things of death, I really don't use cinnamon, I don't use baking powder, I don't use baking soda, and I don't use vinegar. You know what I use vinegar for? I'll tell you one thing vinegar is good for: going out and killing weeds. Shoot your weeds with straight vinegar, no water, it'll kill them. That's good for the environment, and you don't have to eat it too. Oh, good morning to you too. Thank you for coming in. I made some avocado dressing. Here it is. You can barely see it. I know I like cinnamon too, but cinnamon, I put it in foods before, but not. How many ingredients for the avocado dressing? Well, let me tell you. I've got it right here. Besides your avocado, it takes your lime juice. It takes 2 teaspoons of lime juice, and one teaspoon of salt, but I use the sea salt. You could probably use Himalayan salt as well. I would rather use that than regular salt. A half a cup of almond milk, and 2 tablespoons of water. And then just mix it up in your food processor, Ninja, whatever you have, and then you set it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. Let me put this in the refrigerator real quick and I'll be back. I want to be sure it's good and hard when I go to eat it. Hi Barbara, I just put my avocado dressing in the refrigerator so we can start setting up, so I can have it for my lunch, but you'll have to watch the replay. But it's real simple to make. It's just a very few ingredients, and for anybody that wants the ingredients, if you have me on Messenger, just message me and I will be more than happy to give you the ingredients, and you can make it yourself. Because oh yes, right, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. Yes, if it's that powerful that it kills weeds, can you imagine what it does to your body? When I saw that thing on cinnamon, and I know what I've seen some kids do, they will take tablespoons of cinnamon and they'll have like a challenge. I've heard of this, have a challenge, and they'll take a whole thing of cinnamon. They can't hardly get it down. Can you imagine doing something like that? That stuff is pretty potent as it is. I would never think of doing that. I mean, I used it as a spice in some of my, I used to make pumpkin pie and things like that and put it in there. But I would never think of putting it on a tablespoon like that and eating it. That is just so terrible, so disgusting. It's got to be awful strong, and people can't stand it. And, that's young kids like to pull that stuff like that. But we all need to get back and living healthy and being strong. Yeah, that's right, you can choke, and I think a lot of them have, But some of the things that he had mentioned, which I knew that vinegar is not good for it, because it's more or less like Stacy says, it's stuff that's fermented, and you don't want to put anything that's fermented in your body. That's what cabbage is, fermented. You put stuff on, and I don't, coleslaw. I used to put vinegar and stuff in coleslaw. Well, if I make coleslaw, I don't do that anymore. I don't put that in there at all, because I didn't realize how bad it really was. Yeah, see, that's the thing. We've eaten that stuff our whole life, and then he comes along and kind of shoots it right out that it's not good for you. But I think I would rather be told, welcome from France, I think I would rather be told what's good for us and what's not, that something's not good for us. I'd rather he tell us than we continue to eat it and it does harm to our body. That's what I would rather hear, even though it's not sometimes it's something that we want to hear, because we don't like being told stuff like this, that we shouldn't have this and we shouldn't have that. But in the same hand, once you're told and you know that it's bad for you, then you figure out what else to do. Now, we mentioned about baking soda, those that put baking soda in the toothpaste. I'm kind of questioning that a little bit, because you don't swallow the toothpaste. You spit it out. So I can't see where it's really harming you in that sense. So I really don't know what to say on that. I've never made my own toothpaste, and I know Erlene says she put baking soda in it. I would say, as long as you don't swallow the toothpaste, but you spit it out anyway, then don't worry about it too much. Yeah, that's right. The enemy is attacking so bad. Exactly. You know, and it's getting to the point where it's hard to know what's good for us to eat out there anymore and what isn't. So I'm really careful when I go and make things, that I make things that I know are going to be healthy, that I'm not putting things in my body that are not good for me. Because at least, like I said, at least when I make it myself, I know what I put into it, and I know that it's good for me, and it's not going to harm me. Like when Philip talked about the carrageenan. Well, I had some stuff in my refrigerator that I had showed you on my grocery haul that I had gotten at the store that I can't even eat because it's got carrageenan in it. And it's very disappointing because they were very good. Can't eat it. Even that veggie cheese that I bought at Winco, I can't eat that either. It's carrageenan. What can I do? I have to toss them out. Can't eat them. I'll have to try to learn how to make my own cheese or cashew cheese. Yeah, that spell check can be a bear sometimes. Oh, hey, happy Sunday to you too. But the carrageenan, I was surprised that carrageenan is in so many things. It's they claim they're vegan, they're 100% vegan, but yet they put that chemical in it that's not good for us. I don't understand it at all. That makes no sense to me. Oh, is that what it is? So you're okay through your gums. So actually, in essence, you shouldn't brush with it either. That makes sense. Yeah, at least we know now what's not good for us. Yeah, you'll have to. I have not found a recipe yet, or looked for a recipe to make my own toothpaste. I don't. I've really never looked for one. But you might be able to find one on Pinterest. Pinterest has an awful lot of recipes. That's how I found some almond milk and almond butter recipes and that. Go in there. You can also Google some too. I'm sure there's plenty on the internet. Because there's plenty out there, but you have to make sure that if they're putting something into it that's not going to be healthy for you. I'm sure that some of these, now I've seen some recipes on Pinterest that if I would ever make them, I would have to tweak them a little bit because they use ingredients in there that I would not use or that are not healthy for you. If they call for cheese and stuff like, just leave that out, or you have to make your own cashew cheese, or that's right, cashew cheese or whatever. And just do it that way. But you're going to find you're going to have to tweak a lot of the recipes on Pinterest, because I've had to do that. Look at them myself. Well, I'm going to have to tweak this because I can't have part of that stuff that's in there, because they'll put stuff in there. They claim it's vegan, but you have to put things in there that we really should be putting in our body. Of course, maybe they don't know that, I suppose. But you be careful when you look over those recipes that you don't put something in there that you can't have. Yes, it is too. I do that a lot I look for a lot. In fact, I go on YouTube every day. It is good. And if you're on my Facebook Messenger and you want the recipe, just message me and I will give you the recipe through Facebook Messenger, because it's a very simple recipe. It's real easy to make. Now, I made mine in a Ninja. It doesn't take very long, and it tastes great, and it makes my salad taste very good too. So I'll be having salad for lunch with avocado dressing. I won't be scoping that, but I already made it, and it's in the refrigerator. You'll have to watch the replay, but I made some avocado dressing. It takes avocado, lime juice, it takes salt, which I use sea salt, it takes water, and it just takes a few ingredients. And it's real easy to make. You have to take the avocado and cut it up real small. You have to, of course, you peel it and cut it up real small and put it in your blender or whatever. So if you like avocados, they're not bad. I'd never had them before until I had them on a salad one day. I know, that's the truth. But I don't think a lot of them realize that's what they're doing. They don't know. They don't know that they're poisoning people. So we have to be very, very careful. So like I said, when I see those recipes on Pinterest, I look them over carefully. If it's got an ingredient in there that I know is not healthy for me, I'll either have to leave that ingredient out or else not make it at all and find one that doesn't have the ingredient in it. Because you have to tweak it yourself. And just like my almond milk, I had to tweak that too, because Stacy had called for 3 cups of almond milk. Well, just for me alone, 3 cups is too much. So I used 2 cups. So, you have to tweak it to your liking. And that's what you have to do with everything. Tweak it to your liking. Now, this avocado dressing comes out just the way it needs to. It's just enough. And oh yes, I love almond milk too. I finished mine up the other day and I have to make me some more again. But at least I know what's in it. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. I already made my dressing and I put it in the refrigerator so it can set up so I can have it for lunch. You'll have to go back and watch the replay, but it's very good. It's very healthy. I can tell you what's in it in case those want to know. It's just got a few items in it that you don't need. It doesn't take very much. You got, of course, you need your avocado, and you got water. You got 2 cups of lime juice, or 2 tablespoons of lime juice. I bought the lime juice. They say a freshly squeezed lime, but I think lime juice works just as well. And a teaspoon of salt, but I used sea salt. I just took a bowl and I ground some in the bowl to make sure I had enough, because that's the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, you can't see it come out very well. And ½ cup of almond milk and 2 tablespoons of water, and that's all it takes. And put it in your blender and mix it up, and it mixes it up really well. And you set it, and you have to put it in your refrigerator for about 30 minutes. The longer the better, and then just use it that day, because it lasts for about 3 weeks in the refrigerator, it says. But mine, I use it up right away, so I don't have to worry about it going bad on me, because it's just enough for one person. It's just enough for one salad. So if you make, a real big salad, you may have to make more than one, or tweak the recipe and make it double or something like that. But for me, it works just fine. But anyway, that's basically my avocado dressing, in case you were wondering what it was all about. Okay, you're going to try it, yeah. I've made it before, but I never periscoped it before, so I thought I'd periscope it this time so people could see what actually goes into it, because it doesn't take very long to make it. It's a simple recipe. I've kept it on my Facebook Messenger because I hadn't written it down until just this morning. I wrote it down because our Erlene gave me the recipe. Thank goodness for Erlene, because she's always looking out for me, and she gave me the recipe, and I put it on my cards then. Well, hi, May. I made some avocado dressing that I put in the refrigerator. You have to watch the replay because I wanted to get it set up. But it's very simple to make, and like I said, if anybody that's on my messenger, you want the recipe, just message me, and I'll be more than happy to give you the recipe. It's simple. You can make it in just a few minutes time, 5 minutes time at the tops, 5-10 minutes time at the tops, and you'll have a beautiful dressing for your salad. Because I'm always looking for ways to dress up my salad. Well, I've got it, and it's simple. Also got a hummus recipe too. Okay, good. And I enjoyed yours too, walking with your dog. It's a beautiful area where you're walking. It's just beautiful. I didn't walk today, but I might walk tomorrow because I wanted to do this periscope. So you're allergic to avocados. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, well, no, I don't do that. Sorry. Gosh, these people. What do they want me to do that for? Oh my goodness. Gee whiz. I'm getting a lot of trolls in here this morning already. Getting a lot of trolls in here. They're telling me to open up and everything. Oh my goodness. What the world? If you see them, just block them. Just get them for abuse, because I'll go in and watch the replay and I'll block them then, the ones I didn't block. It's amazing. Leave it to these people. Oh, we're good. Because I've seen them report them a lot too. They not only come in my scope, they've come in Stacy's scope, and I've never seen them in Regina's, but they have gone in Stacy's scope as well. And I don't know why they think they insist on doing it. I think it's just a bot, is what it is. But I report. I block every one of them because it's crazy. We got to look out. We have to look out for each other. That's what I do. I look out for you guys, and you look out for me, and that's the way it works. So, but I think I'm going to go ahead and go now and get some things done before my lunchtime. But I thank you all for coming in and supporting me. And like I said, if you want the... Yeah, I know, but I think you can only buy it at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. We have one here, and I haven't been there yet. And I'm trying to find a way to make my own vegan cheese, if I can do it that way. I know you can make them out of cashews, which I have not found a recipe for it yet. If anybody knows a good cashew cheese recipe, send that to me too, because I need to buy some cashews. I've got almonds, but I don't think you can make cheese out of almonds, and I don't think you'd want to. I got them basically from my almond milk and things like that, and the almond butter. But yeah, do the avocado. You'll be real. It almost looks like guacamole dressing when I'm done with it, though, because it's green, and but it is very tasty. I'm so glad that I bought avocados. I ever had avocados until just recently, and I thought, well, those would be good in my salad, which I intend to put in my salad, and I'll put the avocado dressing on there too. Oh, thank you so much, May, because I don't catch them all, but I do go back and watch my replays to see if I missed any and to see how well it came out. I don't know what happened. One of the the scope I did on my ice cream the other day, for some unknown reason, only 4 seconds of it got on my camera roll, and I couldn't put it up on YouTube, and I thought, that's odd. That was a glitch on that one. So, but hopefully I do put these. Hi, good to see you, Alexis. I just made it, Alexis, and I put it in the refrigerator. So you'll have to come back and watch the replay. But anybody that wants my YouTube channel, it's under my name, Karen Watterson. I put all my periscopes up on YouTube, the ones that I can, because not everything gets on my camera roll, but the ones that do, I put them up there, and I'm sorting them into playlists too. I made playlists out for like the ice cream ones, the smoothies, and things like that. So if you want a certain one to look at, you can go into the playlist and you can look at them that way. I decided to do it that way instead of keeping them all together. Just kind of sort them out, put them in separate groups. Like my prophecy ones are in Bible prophecy and things like that. So if you're wanting a certain periscope to look on YouTube, you can find it that way. I haven't, it hasn't been completed yet. He is still trying to work with them. According to the bank, they claim they have done nothing wrong. So we don't know what's going to happen with that. Now, he was able to get a little money out of the FED. I remember telling you that I had to go to trial because the attorney would not stop it, because I was in bankruptcy at the time, and he made me go to trial. And I did get a lot out of that, but it doesn't come to me anyway. It goes for expenses, to start paying things down, which I knew that. But we got $5,000 out of that. But the adversary proceeding is still going on. He's contacted all of the people that are involved in the lawsuit. He's got information back from three out of the 4. But keep praying anyway, because that's a sticky situation, because they don't feel they've done anything wrong. So we don't know how it's going to come out. And I just pray, I know the Lord's on my side, and it may come out a lot better than I ever thought possible. And I want to get enough money out of it so I can get a home in the country. That's exactly what I would do. Pay my bankruptcy off and have enough money left to get a home in the country. That's what I'm hoping for. And by the grace of God, it will happen. Because he wants us all to get out of the cities and get into the country. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to get out in the country. My son's out in the country. He's out in Dexter, Oregon. I got to go down Highway 58. Where I go to where he lives, it's beautiful countryside. Just beautiful. And I'm driving along all of a sudden, and I get to the road I have to turn off to go to his place, and I'm also almost forgetting to turn down that road, because I'm looking on both sides of the road, and it's beautiful countryside, and I come up to that turnoff so quick, because I have to go down a back road to get to where he's at. And I'm coming up to this road, and I say, oops, it's time for me to turn. So, yes, thank you. My son lives about 21 miles from me, but it's beautiful countryside. I have to go down I-5 a little ways to get to Highway 58, but it's beautiful countryside where he lives. He's got, I think, a quarter of an acre is what he has, a lot of area, and he's got a garden, and he's got a big yard and everything, and yeah, we need to get out in the country. In fact, he wants me to find a trailer or something out close to them. My daughter-in-law, she said she will help me, and hopefully I'll get something out close by them. So I'm hoping I can do that too. I can have my own garden and things like that. I know, though, however, if we have to flee, we can't take anything with us. So we have to flee, and don't take any food or anything with us. So so I'm just hoping and praying that it all works out, because we all need to be ready to leave the cities. Yeah, I know. We all need to move. We all need to move, Dolores. And I know you're in Las Vegas, and that's Sin City, and that's one of the worst places you can be. But God wants us in the country, and I know that He's going to allow it to happen. Now we know that Satan's going to come along, and he's going to try to discourage that from happening. He's going to try to keep it from happening. But God is greater than him anyway. I always say, greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world, and that's true. We need to remember that Jesus is more powerful than the devil. I'm hoping to get my own garden when I get there. Now, I won't have a big one. It's just for myself. My son and daughter-in-law will probably help me with it. But I want to have my own garden. At least get out in the country, be away from the city. So, because the thing of it is, you're in the country, it's a lot easier to hide because they won't go looking for you in the country. But in the cities, there's no places to hide. Where can you hide in the cities? No place really. You know, there's houses you can hide into, but they can find you there. Yeah, it is quiet. And where Chris lives out in the country, it's absolutely beautiful. Every time I see that, I wish, oh my goodness, I was there. Not necessarily in upstate New York, of course, because he's in upstate New York. But I want to, yeah, he's basically off the grid is right. He's 3 hours from, I think, Manhattan. But, you know, I wouldn't want to be there. I wouldn't want to live in New York. But just to live out in the countryside like he lives there is absolutely beautiful, you know. But that's what I'm hoping for. Get money out of my lawsuit so that I can move into the country, get a buyer for this, yeah, that's right, no cell phones. Get a buyer for this and be able to have money out of this and have a little extra money to live on too. That's what I'm hoping for. We got to keep praying that the bank will get this resolved and get it back to me and I get money out of it besides, because until that happens, I don't know. And he's keep working on it. I had to go to my bankruptcy court on Thursday and that came out just the way it was supposed to. I do not have to go back to bankruptcy court. That's done now. I've had all my hearings I need to hear. And the judge is real proud of me that I got an attorney and things are going real well. We just have to get this adversary proceeding done. And the thing of it is, the judge that I've had for my bankruptcy hearings is going to be the same judge if it has to go to court for the trial, for the lawsuit. He is the same judge. So I know it'll work out in my favor because he doesn't like what they're doing. Yes, that's right. Praise the Lord. I'm so thankful. I mean, he's the best bankruptcy judge they have. He's very lenient with people. He gives people time. He gave me time, and it's all worked out. And he told me he was happy that things worked out the way they did, that I got an attorney. I'm just thankful he was in the courthouse when I needed him to be, there in March. I was so desperate for an attorney, I didn't know what I was going to do. And he was there, and I talked to him. He took my case on, and he's been a gung-ho attorney, and he's sure he's going to cost a lot, but it's coming out of the bankruptcy. I can understand that, but he's worth it, because he's doing what he needs to do to get the job done, and I'm so thankful for that. So, you know, God is in control. He's there for me, you know, and that's one of the trials I'm going through with this bankruptcy and everything with my house. That's a big trial, but I know that it'll come out just the way it's supposed to come out. I've got faith, you know, and I went to bankruptcy court on Thursday, not worrying a bit about what was going to happen, because I knew that it was going to work out just the way God planned it to. Yes, he is. He is leading all of us. That's right. He's opens doors. You know, when there's a door closed in one place or a window closed, he opens the door somewhere else. You know, we don't know ourselves how things are going to end up. Only he knows that. But we have to rely on him. Let him do all the leading. We follow. If we try to take the lead, we're going to fail. So we let him lead us and follow his lead. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So whatever God has for me, that's what I'm going to do. And I know that he wants me out of I'm not actually in the real city, because I'm from downtown Eugene. I'm a ways out. I'm in a rural area, but still, there are houses around. And if you get out in the country, you have a house here, and maybe 2 or 3 miles you have a house there. So they're not real close together. Although my son, where he lives, there's houses up and down his street, but still, he's in the country, and it's a beautiful, beautiful area where he's at, and I'm so thankful for that. Some of these people that come in here, some of these trolls are absolutely crazy this morning. Good grief. What kind of juice are they on this morning? I don't know. I know that's inappropriate. What kind of juice are they drinking? Are they on alcohol this morning or something? I blocked the ones that I could. I may not have caught all of them, but anyway, I think I'll go for now, because I got to get some things done. But I thank you all for coming in, and I hope you all have a great and marvelous day. I love each and every one of you. Take care. God bless, and bye-bye. Bye-bye.